So we're gonna get our full-blown acceleration here. Whoa! Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's we're going to be going over the all-new Ford Explorer ST. Before we get into this video though, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry H. Miller Ford Lincoln here in Provo, Utah for giving me some time with this Explorer. I'm going to include a link to their inventory in the description down below so you can check out what they have currently. If you have any questions or need any help, just ask for John Jenks. And then on a side note, if you want to save time on the next time purchase car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below. Let's get into it. Under the hood, we have a turbocharged 3-liter V6. It goes through a 10-speed automatic transmission. Fuel economy is 18 around town and then 24 on the highway, with power outputs being 400 horsepower and then 415 pound-feet of torque. Now, before we go over the front end, I do want to mention if you see more videos just like this, then I recommend you subscribe because I post content every single day. Starting with the hood, you guys can see that it's raised there on either side. That's kind of like a signature of Ford SUVs and trucks. And then you guys can see the Explorer logo there at the bottom. Popping down below, you guys can see we've got the distinctive daytime running lights with the LED headlamps, and then notice the grille is all blacked out, that little ST logo, and then the Ford logo is also darker. We've got our little fog lights down below that, parking sensors here on the front end as well. When you put it all together, the Explorer ST looks pretty cool and sporty. Coming around the side here, our tire and wheel setup is 275, 45, 21 in the front and over in the rear as well. And then you can see how the wheels are all blacked out, and then you have the red brake calipers, which signify it's an ST. Taking a look at the side profile here, you guys can see with those fender flares and then the cladding there on the bottom, we got the Explorer logo, and again, everything's all blacked out because it's supposed to be sporty. So here's a key fob for the ST. You got the ST logo there on the back. We have our unlock, lock function, remote start, and then the opening here for the hatch. Press that a couple times, and bada bing, bada boom. Now here's the storage space behind the third row with the ST, and you can actually pick this up and there's more storage underneath. And then you guys can see the little side cubby right there. And then you got these controls for the seat, so I can press that, for example, and it'll lower the seat down automatically. With the seat fully lowered down, you guys can see this storage space is pretty solid. When you're done with the rear, just press this button right here and it'll lower down the hatch. We've got these cool LED taillights here in the back, as you can see, and then notice we've got the blacked out Explorer logo. We've got the parking sensors here at the bottom with the receiver hitch, and then look at those exhaust tips, and then of course ST badge. And then when you put it all together, this thing looks pretty sporty on the outside. Now here's the door panel in the rear. First off, you guys can see we have our sunshade here for the rear passengers, and then look at all of the padding down below with the contrasted stitching that goes throughout. Tons of storage here on the door panel itself. Now taking a look at these seats, you guys can see really nice stitching there, and then notice perforated in the center and nice and padded. You do have the adjustment there on the side. So legroom here in the second row is actually pretty solid. I can slide the seat backwards and forwards too, which helps. Got a little storage pocket there. We have our climate controls down below, heated seats, and then we also have some charging ports. When it comes to the third row, you can fit adults back there, but I do recommend to kind of reserve it for kids. That's just kind of this segment of SUV. So like Kia Telluride, Dodge Durango, they're all pretty much the same, where the third row is usable, but best for kids. And if you're wondering, headroom is pretty good. And then here's our door panel on the front. You guys can see again with that contrasted stitching. Blind spot mounting here for the mirrors. You've got your memory seat functionality. All of our window controls here. Again, another speaker for the Bang & Olufsen sound system. And the mirrors do power fold in. Notice here with the front seats, you got the nice headrest there, ST logo. And then again with that white contrasted stitching. And then look at the power adjustments. Light controls here on the side. And then as for the steering wheel, it is power adjustable. So here's the steering wheel with the ST. You got really nice leather trim there at the top and at the bottom. You got that ST logo. Perforated here on the sides, you can get a slightly better grip, and it definitely has a nice meaty feel to it, similar to like the F-150 Raptor, for example. Paddle shifters there on the back for that 10-speed automatic transmission. Some controls for the center stack. We do have our adaptive cruise control. It does have our lane centering assistance. Turn signal stock, windshield wiper stock. Full digital gauge cluster here in the center, and you guys can see we can scroll through some different menus, see different bits of info on the vehicle and systems within the vehicle. Pretty straightforward stuff. We do have some drive modes, which is pretty fun. So we've got like the normal eco, sport, tow haul on the one side, and then we have slippery, trail, and then deep snow and sand, like anyone would take an ST on a trail, but there you go. Now in reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel, and you can see that bird's eye view as well, which helps out quite a bit. Zoom function with the camera system as well. And then if I put it in park and press the camera button, now so we got that front camera that'll pop up, so pretty good system. Now we've got the infotainment screen here, so we've got our shortcut bar there at the very bottom, and response time is actually pretty solid. Notice we do have ambient light here, which you can change the colors. I guess we gotta do red because it's the ST. But overall response time with the screen is great. It's pretty easy to use. It comes with built-in navigation. What more could you ask for? We've got our analog controls here for the radio. That's for like the parking sensors, heated and air conditioned seats here with the ST, and then dual zone climate controls. Press this little tab right here, it'll pop open, and this is kind of like our charging area with some USBs and all that. And then you guys can see we got the dial shifter here for the 10-speed automatic. It does have a manual shift function. A couple cup holders. We got our parking brake right here with the auto hold, drive mode select, auto stop start, stability control, and that's your hill descent control. And then with the center console, got nice stitching there on top, decent storage space, wireless phone charging pad in front, and with the glove box, pretty solid. And look at that trim right there. That's pretty nice. Now up top, we got our controls here for the sunroof. This does have a full panoramic sunroof. Now it's quite a bit of glare, so it's kind of hard to see the window sticker, but anyways, this is a 401A equipment group with the ST, if you guys are wondering. Total MSRP $60,365, and let's see how it drives. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's your visibility over the hood. Both the mirrors do have blind spot monitoring. And then throughout the rest of the rear, and dial shifter away. So setting off in the Explorer ST. And again, I really like this steering wheel because it just, I don't know, it has like this nice feel to it. I know some people don't like, you know, meatier steering wheels, but I definitely appreciate it because it feels like I'm driving something more substantial. Like when they're like tiny, like thin spoked, I don't know, I'm not a fan. Well, I gave up on trying to make a left-hand turn because, well, traffic was taking forever. So we're gonna have a shorter drive today. Sorry about that, but traffic is what traffic is. Anyways, we'll pop it into the sport mode. So to go to the left, you twist the dial to the right. It's something that always takes a second for me to get used to with these Fords. That's cool, the gauge cluster, how it changes in the sport mode. That's one of the big benefits of doing a full digital gauge cluster is, well, different look in different modes. Okay, so we're gonna get our full-blown acceleration here. Whoa! Transmission is just super snappy, and man, is this thing quick. Wow, that is fun. Man, the Explorer, forgot how fast this thing is. Okay, let's switch back to, so go to the left, go to the right. Gosh, Ford, why you do that? Why you gotta do that to us? Guess we'll go through here and kind of see how the suspension feels. Then I'll sum things up. Bump, bump. Yeah, definitely on the sportier side of things with the suspension. You can tell it's a little bit firmer. But, oh yeah, to fully summarize here with the Sport. I like the exterior styling. I think the interior is pretty nice. It's really fast, drives really well. And man, it's just cool. Ford is doing what other manufacturers need to do, and that is actually giving us a higher performance 3-row SUV. It's hard to get that outside of luxury manufacturers like BMW, Mercedes, and Audi, right? And so the fact that I can literally get a I know $60,000 is still a lot of money, but like compared to some other cars in today's world, it's not that bad. The fact that I can go and get a $60,000 Ford with 400 horsepower is so cool. Like if I went and, you know, wanted to get like, I don't know, a Kia or a Hyundai, you know, like the Palisade or the Telluride, then I'm spending almost the same amount of money and I'm getting like 300 horsepower. So I know that horsepower is not everything, but I think that, you know, again, if I was going to get a kid hauler, I'd want something that had slightly more power so that I could actually enjoy it while I'm taking the kids around. Like, you know, you drop them off at school and then you go and blast your way back home. I don't know, I think that's kind of appealing. But let me know what you guys think about the Explorer. That's gonna sum things up with our video on this Explorer ST. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Larry Miller Ford link in here and Pro for giving me some time with this ST. Check out the info in the description down below. Ask for John Jinx if you have any questions. I'll see ya.